All right, we are back with another pick'em video, and today we have a huge slate in the NBA. Usually that just means more lines to pick and choose from, more value out there to talk about, and definitely loving the plays I'm going to bring you guys for today. As for yesterday's video picks, we ended up going 2-1. The one guy that missed was Anthony Edwards. He ended with 26 points, and we needed 27, and the Wolves lost to the Portland Trailblazers. It was a weird day yesterday overall. Celtics lose to the Hawks that had a skeleton crew. They didn't have anyone playing, and they go out there and lose that game at home in the in-season tournament. Weird one there. But yeah, we're going to break down the video picks from yesterday just real quick, and then again, talk about some value on the board right now. So if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe, leave the video a like, comment something down below. Our hit rate was definitely really good individually yesterday, but I'm going to show you the amount of one legs we got, kind of screwed on overall over in the Discord. So yeah, we're going to talk about that real quick, and then we'll jump into the plays. All right, so this was the play I gave out yesterday. Again, we did it over on Underdog because it just had better value, and we were getting a 75% profit boost, which they've been dropping almost daily over here on Underdog. But again, all these were available on PrizePicks. It's going to be a similar situation today where they're going to be available on PrizePicks, but I'm going to let you guys know that I submitted this play over on Underdog for a couple different reasons. But real quick, again, Anthony Edwards was the one miss there. Super unfortunate. He had 23 points going into the fourth quarter. I thought this was going to be a nice 25 for $246 cash. 10x on a three-man, ridiculous. Bam Adebayo was a sweat all game, but he looked consistent, ended up creeping over there. That might have been an overtime game too. And then Luka Doncic, he also looked really good all throughout the game, but he just crept over with 39 points and rebounds. But good reads overall there. Our PrizePicks reads on the day, again, we talked about it in the Discord. I send out other plays other than just the video picks plays, and I didn't do it yet. I usually calculate that each and every day, but I'm getting this video out a little bit earlier today. And it was a good hit rate overall, but we got screwed. So let's take a look at some of the plays we did get screwed on. Here was a 5-man I gave out yesterday. Scoot Henderson had 5 points with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, so I was looking really good there. He ends up ending with 5 points in that first half, which absolutely sucked. Everyone else cashed. Klay Thompson and Curry was probably the easiest bet of my life. Also, this Derrick White 12.5 PRA in the first half. That was so easy too. I actually put this into a 2-man, so we at least cashed that 2-man. But unfortunate there, again, on the hook too. The only guy that missed 5.5 points. We needed one more point from Scoot Henderson. We just talked about this, also ends on the hook. And then how about one more hook play here for us on Betr? Dyson Daniels ends up creeping over with 10 assists and rebounds against the Celtics. Of course, he got a million minutes. He played really well. I actually went to the game last night. He looked really good. Obviously, skeleton crew over there, but he steals all the time. I think he had 5 steals or something like that, and I think he's leading the league in steals per game, over like 3 a game. He played really well, but just crept over there with a 10 assists and rebounds line. I was hoping for a blowout in this situation. The spread was like 15.5 points, 16.5 points, but of course, he hooks that one again. So 3 hooks, and then I did put this in. You're going to see it's a $5 play. I can only play $5 slips for tacos, and Peyton Pritchard just did not have the game I expected. Again, expected a blowout here, expect him to play a whole bunch of minutes, and he didn't shoot very well. So unfortunate result here, but very good reads overall. I can see it kind of starting to click here with all the injuries and stuff. We're getting back into our groove. And again, I'm going to celebrate my wins, absolutely, but I'm very transparent on this channel. I think you guys hopefully appreciate that. And we've been in an absolute rut, but again, with every day that we're having a bad day, that's just going to make it more and more likely that this, hot streak is coming. Hopefully it starts today. So let's jump into the picks for today's slate. So let's start talking about some plays here. The first one is going to be Nikola Vucevic, a guy that I hope a lot of people have been on throughout the whole season. I've gone to him a bunch of times. He is so consistent about, getting right around his normal line, and he's just been cashing consistently all throughout the year. Now we get him on the Knicks, against the Knicks, who are on a back-to-back, so hopefully that helps us. The Bulls are not on a back-to-back, so hopefully they have some fresh legs. And again, Vucevic, so consistent here. 29.5 PRA is going to be the play. Again, available on PrizePicks. I did submit this over on Underdog. We'll talk about that in a little bit in a second here. So let's take a look at his page. This is Outlier, by the way. If you're not on Outlier, you can check it out for a free week. It's an awesome data app tool. If you're like stats, if you like making bets and stuff, that you can look at the stats and stuff. This gives you so much information. Again, the link's going to be in my description. It's like a little bit down, so definitely scroll down a little bit. Again, it's Outlier. Just click my link. You're going to get a free week. And if you do that, comment something down below. I'll give you a free week of my Discord as well. So kind of a little kickback your guys' way. in that situation too. So Vucevic, you can't get a better graph than this. 10 of 11 games, he's cashed this. Super consistent right around the line. In the one game he missed, it was a 20-point loss here against Dallas, and he still had 27 PRA. So again, going up against the Knicks here, who are on a back-to-back, they don't allow a whole bunch of stuff. Their defense is kind of locking in. They're definitely hitting their groove a little bit. But the center's good to see. It is a little bit worse. They give up a decent amount of assists, which Vucevic can definitely chip in with some assists. They give up 12th ranked in points, so not as bad as 7th ranked overall to that center position. They are a little bit weaker, and I'm not going to go out here and say Karl-Anthony Towns is some big defender. I'd say Mitchell Robinson, the guy they're missing, is definitely the better defender there. So he's going to be playing Karl-Anthony Towns. He's gone up against the Knicks as well with Mitchell Robinson, with that good defense dating back to last year. And he went over in all 3 games last year. Again, all these games were in April, but he went over in all of them, 35, 32, and 43 PRA. He had 29 points in their most recent matchup against the Knicks, which again, last year, I would say they had a better defense than they do this year. But the Knicks, I got to give them credit. They are starting to click in a good way. So Vucevic, not going to spend too much time on it just because the graph, speaks for itself here. And again, very, very good head-to-head history going up against teams or against the New York Knicks. Next up, I want to talk about market value. It's not just the hit rates that you go into these plays. Why is this line where it is and where are the books, leaning? And we can do that on DG Fantasy very easily. They're going to give us an over 51.36% chance to hit on this over because a lot of books that have this up, minus 124, minus 120, minus 127, they're all slightly favoring the over here, meaning if you were to take the over as a straight bet on FanDuel or on DraftKings, they're going to pay you out a little bit less if you take the over than if you took the under because they lean that way. Either the money, the sharp money, the amount of people betting it, everyone's kind of expecting this over to happen, and they've set their lines based on their projection models. Speaking of projection models, this is going to be a projection model on RotoWire. These are all partners of the channel as well. So if you want discounts or free trials or anything, the links are in the description to check these things out. RotoWire loves this line, 29.5. They're expecting 31.89, so they're expecting a lot more than this line. So they're saying, yeah, this should probably get bumped up a little bit. So everything kind of pointing in the right direction here for Vucevic. Again, matchup-wise, you could say the Knicks have a very good defense, but again, on a back-to-back here, Bulls should be a little bit more healthy, I think. They got a one-day rest game here. So Vucevic, no DeMar DeRozan on this team anymore. He's definitely the number 2 guy, and also Zach LaVine potentially not playing in this one. Hopefully he does because Vucevic tends to play, the same or better with Zach LaVine on the floor. Also, that's going to mitigate any, blowout potential. But even in games that they've lost by a decent amount of time, he's still cashing this pretty consistently. So he's going to get around 30 minutes more if it's a close game. And Vucevic kind of tried and true for the year, and he's going to be our first play. Moving along to the next play here, it's going to be Alperen Sengun over 18.5 points. They also just dropped his points and rebounds line, which wasn't up earlier, and it's at 28.5. I like that one a whole lot too. You might want to pivot to that as well. I think they're both too low, but again, we're going to break it down. We just talked about consistency with Vucevic. He gets his time. He gets around 30 minutes. Blowout or not blowout, he gets his stats very consistently. For Sengun, he's consistent too when he sees the amount of time he should be getting. He's the best player on this team, and sometimes as head coach, he literally comes out and says, if he's not playing aggressive, if he's not shooting shots that he should be shooting, we're going to take him off the floor and play him 20 minutes, 24 minutes. We've seen Sengun literally get taken out like halfway through the third quarter and not come back in, which is ridiculous for a guy of his stature, a guy that is dominated when he gets the time. So let's take a look at his game log so far this year. I don't want to do that. I'll do that in a second. But 2024, not the best hit rate. 4 of 11 games he's gone over this. Again, some of these games complete duds, and you're going to notice it goes pretty hand in hand with the amount of minutes he's getting. When he's not shooting the shots, it's 8 shots, 10 shots, 12 shots. They don't play him 22 minutes, 20 minutes, 24 minutes. He's the best player on this team. He should be shooting the shots, and I think he's finally getting the memo. Back-to-back 27-point games, and that was against Detroit, and then against, Detroit's a good defense. Washington, not a good defense. But yeah, you get the point. Hopefully you got the memo. He's been shooting a whole bunch and very, very consistently 17 and 19 field goals attempted. I love to see that. So if he gets the time that he should be getting, again, as the best player in this team, you can see the hit rate looks a whole lot better here. 4 of 6 games he's gone over this. Again, the most recents are very good to see. He's shooting a whole bunch, 17 and 19 attempts and 27 points in back-to-back games. For the head-to-head as well, 2 games last year, he played 30 minutes. Actually, I think he only played 2 games against them. He did 23 points and 23 points on 18 and 19 attempts. I love to see that too. Another good data point to look at. And he's been doing this since last year, 70% hit rate going over this. If you don't know Alperen Sengun, he's one of the up-and-coming stars in this league. I think he's like 22 years old or 23 years old, and just needs to play the right way, just stay on the court, and he'll be able to, I think, crush this line. In games he played at least 30 minutes, 77% hit rate last year. So kind of goes hand in hand with the hit rate from this year when he sees the time. So a lot of good data points here for Sengun. You can add that, they're favorites to win this game. They're home. They're not on a back-to-back. They're going to need his size against Zubac as well on the Clippers side of things. And again, he's been able to consistently go over this against this Clippers team who don't have Kawhi Leonard. So hopefully he can do that today. Let's go to some market value. Another thing that he does really well is rebound the ball. So I just saw points and rebounds actually a little bit more of a favorite here at 28.5. That looks really good to me as well. He's a really good rebounder. I'll just quickly show you the graph, which looks a little bit better for 2024, not even mattering the minutes. 45% of games he's gone over this. In games he's playing at least 30 minutes. It's actually a 5 of 6 hit rate. So if you want to go the route of doing the points and rebounds line, I think that's also a little bit too low. And again, this is at 28.5. We're getting really, really good value there. Actually, it's 6 of 6 games he's seeing 30 minutes. He's been able to go over this. So definitely don't mind going to the points and rebounds line. That wasn't available when I was looking at these lines earlier. But if that gets bumped or something like that, you could just go to his points. I like both these lines. They're a little bit too low. So that's going to be our second play. Sengun, stay on the floor, play the right way, and Ime Udoka should reward you with at least 30 minutes tonight. Then moving along to the last play of the video, it's going to be Derrick White at 15.5 points. We're taking the over. When I saw this line, it just looked low, and then you dive a little bit deeper, and everything kind of looking really good for this one. The only thing I will say is he scored 14 points against Brooklyn earlier on the year, but that was one of 3 games that he's gone on the under. So 9 of 12 games he's been able to hit this. Jaylen Brown's missed a few of these games. He actually missed one of these games where he didn't get his line, so it's not like Jaylen Brown's going to come in here and steal a bunch of his shots. Derrick White just scored 31 points against this Hawks team, which I will say they have a horrible defense. But again, the Celtics lost that game. Hopefully they come in here, play a little bit hungry, and they're able to cover the spread. In games that they've won by 8.5 points this year, Derrick White's a big part of that. 5 of 6 games he's been able to do that. And again, even when its minutes are low in these blowout situations, he's been able to cash this line. So hopefully it stays, relatively close and he's able to get 30 minutes. When he sees that amount of time, he's able to crush this line like we just saw him get 31 points, 28 points, 23, 24, 15.5 just seems too low for Derrick White. Now, the reason I think this line is low is because one of these red games recently on November 8th, he only scored 14 points. He didn't shoot a whole bunch in that game, and I think that was the game that Jaylen Brown missed. I'm pretty sure. If we go ahead and actually take a look at that, Jaylen Brown. It was that game. Yeah, he scored 14 points, and Jaylen Brown wasn't a part of that situation. So, maybe he even plays a little bit better playing off ball with Jaylen Brown on the floor. They have so many weapons, it's hard to choose a guy who's going to go off, but we don't even need Derrick White to go off in this situation. We just need 16 points, and he's been able to cash this very, very consistently. Again, the 3 games he missed, 15, 14, and 13 points. So he's going to be, right around this line with a very high ceiling. Now going in the head-to-head from last year, was able to get 2 of 3 games on the over. He did score 27 points against this team in a game that they absolutely destroyed them, and then crept over with 16 points. And then dating back to last year, obviously not as good of a hit rate. Derrick White looks like a new player this year, especially with no Porzingis on the entire season. And again, I wanted to point this out because they've only played 1 back-to-back set this year, which they are doing today. And he was able to go over with 18 points. And then dating back to last year, 64% of games he was able to go over 7 of 11 on back-to-back situations. So Derrick White, a guy that plays better on back-to-backs, is a guy that can play better at away games too. I want to point that out. In away games that are just in general, I guess I have to refresh this. In away games from last year, he's a guy that steps up. Boom, right there, 52% of games rather than 48% of games. You can see that's also consistent with this year. It's 86% of games, only missed it in 1 game, and that was against Milwaukee. So a guy that steps up on the road, a guy that steps up in back-to-back situations, a guy that's coming off a 31-point game. Everything kind of pointing in the right direction here for Derrick White. That, again, just consistently has gone over this line. Next up, market value. What are the other books saying? Everyone's at 15.5. No one looks like they've gone to 16.5 just yet, but minus 130, minus 125, everyone favoring the over on this line too. So not just the hit rate, not just what I'm thinking, not just what the stats are saying over on Outlier. The books are also favoring this over. So Derrick White, the last play of the game here, 15.5 points. So that's going to do it for this video. I do want to point out one more thing. If you guys are just on PrizePicks and maybe you do 3-mans, I honestly love 3-mans. They only pay 5x for 3-mans. So this $20 play is going to pay $100. definitely try to branch out a little bit more. And if you use code RichPicks when signing up for Underdog, you're going to get a whole bunch of different things. But just to show on this one, this exact same play I just showed you guys, Derrick White, Vucevic, Alperen Sengun, it's going to pay you $120. All their 3-mans on Underdog pay 6x rather than PrizePicks is 5x. So sometimes PrizePicks is, the go-to thing for me, probably for like first half plays, dunk lines when they're back out, 3-pointers attempted. They have different lines that other books don't have, but Underdog also has a whole bunch of lines that you can mess around with. It's very similar to PrizePicks, but their payout system is a lot better. Again, 3-mans, kind of that sweet spot. You're not reaching for 5 and 6-mans. A 3-man you can hit, pretty consistently, not consistently, but you're going to hit it, more than these 5-mans or 6-mans, and you're getting that mathematical long-term advantage here. So definitely check out Underdog. They give out profit boosts all the time, which is another thing that PrizePicks doesn't do. Just yesterday, we had a 75% profit boost. Our 3-man paid us like 9.8x. Absolutely ridiculous value over here. And yeah, they're doing things right. And again, I will never play, I can't stress this enough, I will never play 3-mans over on PrizePicks. I never do play 3-mans over on PrizePicks, but it's nice to know that I can play 3-mans over on Underdog for a mathematical long-term advantage with that 6x payout. So again, if you want to check out Underdog, use code RichPicks. There's also a link in the description of this video. When you sign up using RichPicks, you're going to get a $1,000 deposit bonus up to $1,000. Awesome. You're going to get free square for a new user. So you're going to get like Jason Tatum 0.5 points or something like that. Not sure exactly what it is today, but something in that realm. And then also you're going to get a free month of my Discord community. So if you want to get in a community with a whole bunch of people, like-minded people, we're always talking sports, talking props, talking different plays, and we have a whole lot of fun in there. So win-win-win situation there. And then I also want to point out that Sleeper's doing a $1,500 deposit match when you use my code RICH when signing up. That means if you put $1,500 in, you'll start with $3,000 to mess around with. You don't have to put $1,500 in. You can put $50 in, and you'll start with 100. If you put $100 in, you'll start with 200, everything like that. And it is Wildcard Wednesday over on Sleeper today, which means we'll get discounts to mess around with. So definitely check this out. If you want access to the Discord community, this is the Discord community. We're always talking sports, talking props, talking different plays. When we have bad days, it's all in good fun here. We know the good days are going to come, and they're usually going to outweigh the bad days here. So a whole lot of fun. You get access to the Season Chef slips. You get access to my slips all right here. You can share your own slips. It's just a good time. And if you do want to sign up, description of this video, you'll see the Dub Club link right here. Sign up through Dub Club, and then just link your Dub Club account to your Discord account. But again, plenty of ways to get in here for free. Underdog is kind of the way to go today. $1,000 deposit bonus. You can just click this, use my code RichPicks when signing up, and just let me know. And then again, Sleeper, again, $1,500 deposit match. I got to update this in this video, but crazy deposit match. Definitely take advantage of that. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Again, subscribe if you are new. Definitely leave a comment down below, and like the video while you're down there. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more value. Peace out.